I'm sending a text message now.
Oh my gosh. You think you're gonna co-host an episode with a guy, and then he's just gonna text throughout the entire thing? Ridiculous.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Comic Book Show. This time we're talking about the Iron Man. I really like that they call him the Iron Man in this. Like it is an object.
It's a lot of the.
I like that. I think it's cool. We're talking about the entire history of Iron Man. It's a lot of comic books. I swear I read like 200 freaking individual comics for this. I've been going insane.
It was a lot of reading, but
some of them were even good.
I think a lot of them were good. We'll get into it. This is going to be a 2-part episode. We're going to talk about some of the older stuff this week, and then next week we're going to go over some more of the old stuff, but then a lot of the new stuff that probably informs more of what you guys think of when you think of Iron Man. So tune in again next week as well.
Yeah. So more specifically, today we are doing his debut, Tales of Suspense number 39. The Demon in the Bottle story, which is an Invincible Iron Man 120 to 128 from 1978. The Ironmonger saga, which is Invincible Iron Man 163 to 200. And then next episode is going to be Armor Wars, which ran from 87 to 88, is number 225 to 232. And then Extremis, which is 2005. And then finally, The Five Nightmares, Invincible Iron Man 1 through 7 from 2008.
Ooh, what's your favorite of these 6 runs that we're going through?
I mean, I like the earlier stuff in a way.
Sure.
But I struggled with it. And we'll get into that some more. I'm going to do a lot of arguing that I've seen these same stories told better in other comics.
Oh, fascinating.
In particular, I'm going to talk a lot probably about Batman Venom. But I really liked Matt Fraction's run. I thought it was really cool, despite Salvador Larroca's art that I've never really been a fan of. I know you've got a hot take about the all-timer Addy Granoff.
We're going to throw hands about these 2 artists next week, I think. I'm excited for that.
It's going to be good. But for now, let's get into the Comic Book Show.
Let's talk about
So
comics.
it is... Oh, and we should mention, thanks to you guys, we are now in the YouTube Partner Program.
Wow!
Which is pretty sweet.
Everybody lose your minds right now, because we are... Whoa! Marshall, that's so good.
I did my little dance. We can put the little song in there.
I love the little dance.
It's really cool. So we don't actually have ads on the videos yet. That's the second level of the whatever. Yes. But if you want to directly support us, you can do that now. So we have channel membership, and there's different levels within that with different perks. And you can, I won't go deep into all of that right now, but there's, 3 I think I set up 3 basic levels right now with different perks that are kind of work in progress perks. But the basic one is, you get some emojis, custom emojis that I still need to set up. And then you get your name in the credits of the show as a producer, that kind of thing. Level 2, I had something in there, I think like portfolio reviews in the Discord, which I've set up a Discord that we'll, I guess, finally start using.
Yes, please jump into the Discord. It's been Miss Marshall and me talking at each other in there
for a while.
Yes,
but we'll put that in the description now, I guess. And then level 3, level 1 is the Ghouls, level 2 is True Jedi, and level 3 is Linda's Strongest Soldier.
That's right.
I hope you like that.
I did. I haven't told her about it yet. She needs to. I got to find the right time to review. I think when we get somebody in the Linda Strongest Soldiers tier, maybe we can have a Linda cameo or something.
That would be good. Like have her like approved by Linda.
I would. Oh man, I don't think she's.
That would be like our like tag at the end of our show. Not a doctor. That kind of thing.
Not a doctor. Not approved by Linda.
Linda programming.
Oh man, think about that. She would.
Then we'd have to pay her when we get
love
famous.
it and hate it, but there you go.
It's good. But yeah, Linda Strongest Soldier is like, I mean, I set it as $150, and then if you actually look at it, I think it's $200. So I think something happens in there where YouTube like boosts it for some reason because we only get like 70% of that or something. I don't know. The point is, it's too expensive on purpose because you shouldn't do it. But if you're completely irresponsible, insane, you can do that, and then we will like have like an actual call out of like, hey, Gamma, you're our guy or whatever. Thanks for the supporting the whatever.
I would love to see Gamma become one of Linda's strongest. Linda's my mom.
Linda, I mean, I think that the people know at this point.
Yeah, just for anybody, if this is a first-time viewer kind of thing, Linda's my mom.
I don't want to explain Linda to the newbies. They have to figure it. They have to go back and watch everything like Ryan.
That's so
and
true.
then they will learn all about Linda.
Ryan's kind of our boy.
Ryan is.
He's also
you're
an
crazy,
insane
man.
person. He's also a person
Are you
who
okay?
is out of his marbles.
He's out of his marbles.
But we love
He
him.
used to be in them. He's out of them.
He sure is.
Okay, so that's that. Thank you guys so much for getting us there.
Yes.
It is, we love doing the show. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep doing it, whether you'd like it or not.
Yeah.
So-
Regardless of, we're not going to nag you guys to like become members, to join in. We do this because we love doing it. And
Yeah.
So we feel super honored by you guys even just subscribing, viewing, the whole 9 yards. We love it.
Yeah, thank you for subscribing and viewing the whole 9 yards, all of them.
All 9 yards of Marshall.
let's talk about Iron Man.
Love it.
So let's get into it. We'll talk about first the debut of the Iron Man, Tony Stark, in Tales of Suspense number 39. Tales of Suspense is...
Or Anthony Stark in a lot of this.
Yeah, that's true.
They give him his full government name a lot.
Which I like.
I do too,
I
yeah.
really enjoy how different it is from Robert Downey Jr.
It is very
It's
different.
not the same guy.
It's very, nor should it be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Robert Downey Jr. is the modernized version, and everybody knows that. And
Yeah.
it's been said to death that he is like perfect for the character in the modern day.
Yeah, which is interesting
yeah.
because we'll get there. We'll get there.
Sure.
The point is, Tales of Suspense is one of these classic, like, old imprints that was like an anthology.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different stuff that would happen in there, usually fighting some kind of weird monster or whatever, or the man from the other world. The same way that you would have Journey into Mystery, which is where Thor debuted, is much more of like a supernatural thing. Amazing Fantasy is more of like sci-fi stories and stuff like that, and that's where Spider-Man debuted.
Yeah.
So you would get these kind of anthology books where these characters would pop up for the first time. So Iron Man, up till this point in Tales of Suspense, it really was just kind of like Monster of the Week horror book, essentially.
Yeah.
And then you get to number 39, and you get the introduction of Iron Man. Let's see, what does the cover actually say? Who or what is the newest, most breathtaking, most sensational superhero of all? Iron Man. He lives, he walks, he conquers. From the talented bullpen where the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Thor, and your other favorite superheroes were born. So, like, things were well established at this point for Marvel.
Can I just say too, I so want a new version of these kind of anthology series, like Tales of Suspense, like Journey into Mystery, like Tales to Astonish. Like everything that Marvel had back then, and DC had some of this too, where it was just like, like you said, Monster of the Week kind of thing.
Yeah, like the Cain and Abel characters came out of the whatever the horror book was called that they had.
Yes, feels like a lot of just throw stuff at the wall. There's a new idea, like make one issue out of it.
Yeah,
try it out. This is the kind of thing that obviously sticks, and it's hard to say if they knew it would stick as they were writing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was popular enough that the book essentially immediately became an Iron Man book.
Yeah, they immediately went back into it for I don't know how many issues, lots.
I mean, the rest of it, I think, is Iron Man.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Which is
until
so interesting,
68 when Iron Man debuts in his own solo book.
Yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for those conversations.
Yeah,
in the studio, just going like. Yeah, like, is it just incidentally as they're going through it, like, man, I actually love writing this character. Or
this
is really
more interesting than Glugorb fighting the police or something, you know?
Yes, all 38 of the last issues that we've tried of this. Yeah,
it's just weird stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
But this book in particular was written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber, who is, I believe, Stan Lee's brother.
Yeah.
Art by Don Heck and lettered by Artie Simak, whatever. So that's the creative team. It is, what do you think about, before we get into the actual book itself, I have a little game for you.
You have a game?
I have a game.
Okay. I'm worried about this.
As we have mentioned up to this point, most of Tales of Suspense is a bunch of goopy monsters, big rock men, whatever, and they're just fighting people or they're dangerous, whatever. They're like horror suspense stories. I have a list of these characters.
Tell me it's not all 38 of them.
No. Just the interesting ones.
Oh, boy.
And I want you to tell me if this is one that I made up or if this is an actual Tales of Suspense monster.
Well, this is going to be a delight. Is there a prize for getting a certain amount here? Is there a cash prize or anything?
You get $1.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it on camera for getting half of them.
Yeah.
Sick.
Okay. I'm going to give you a name, and that's it.
Yeah. Can this be called Marvel or Marshall?
I guess. Maybe. I'm not going to make a graphic for it. I don't have time for that.
Graphic.
But
okay,
it's an interesting idea. Okay. Here we go. Monster. Okay, so this is the game, right? I'm going to tell you the name of a character.
Yeah.
You have to tell me if I made up this Tales of Suspense monster or if it's an actual Tales of Suspense monster.
Okay, great.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Number 1, the Drock. Spelled D-R-O-K-K.
Yeah, okay. I feel like as I was paging through, or as I was kind of shuffling through the first however many issues, I feel like I saw this name come up.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this is a Marvel Tales of Suspense name.
Bad news. This is one that
No.
I made up. This is fake.
You just threw this out.
I just invented this because I'm a cool guy and I know how to make weird monster names.
Okay, well, when Marshall and I make our own Tales of
The
Suspense, we'll have the Drock.
You want to hear the tagline that I came up with for the Drock?
Oh, you went really deep into the... Okay, yep. That's
yeah. The Beast from the Binary Dimension. You think that's good?
I think that...
I don't know what it means.
You know,
I haven't thought at all about what he looks like.
I think there's a cultural context in which that might, it might not...
or it could be really empowering.
Anyway, what's
Ready?
the next one?
Number 2, Gargantus.
Oh, Gargantus is totally a thing that would have come from this era of comics too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was Giganto and freaking the multiplying man.
Big Or.
Is that on the list?
I don't know. I'm just saying things now.
Gargantus?
Yeah.
I think that's Marvel.
That is, in fact, Tales of Suspense number 40. That is the first issue after Iron Man's debut.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember this now.
Okay, up next, Spore. Sporr.
That sounds so close to the Drock.
The thing that could not die.
Okay, well, he's got a tagline. Is that a Marvel tagline or a Marshall tagline?
Did I come up with it or did Marvel?
What was it? Give me the tagline.
Spore. Sporr.
Yeah.
The thing that could not die. Marvel or Marshall?
I hate to vote Marvel 3 times in a row, but it's just so compelling. I think this is another Marvel character.
This is from Tales of Suspense number 11.
Man, thank goodness.
It's pretty good. Okay. Up next, Goom.
No, that's a... You've called me that. That's a Marshall
Goom,
creation.
The Thing from Planet X.
That's copyrighted, but it is Marshall.
Wrong.
No?
This is Tales of Suspense number 15. Get back. Run from your lives. Nothing can stop Goom. There's Goom.
Dude, he looks just like you.
Dude.
He looks just like you.
He's a weird gorilla thing. It's very confusing.
That's what I call you all the time.
So
buddy.
that one's wrong. Okay. Up next. Are you ready?
Yeah, please.
Googam.
Can you spell it?
Googam.
Okay, can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, you'll never forget Googam.
Country of origin?
Oh, I don't know. Transylvania.
Googam from Transylvania?
Googam. You'll never forget Googam.
This is almost certainly a Marshall.
No, this is Marvel. In fact, you shuddered at Goom, but now Googam, son of Goom.
Wait, can I see that? Do we have an image? Oh my gosh.
Son of Goom.
These are so stupid.
It's very good. Up next.
I think the dumb ones sound like you and the smart ones sound like Stan and Jack.
I don't know what to tell you. Up next, Kraa, the Unhuman.
Oh.
Kraa.
I feel like you're throwing me off because it's not an inhuman.
No, he's the Unhuman.
It is the Unhuman.
He is the Unhuman.
Do you have a picture of this?
Do I have a picture of it?
Yeah.
Well, if I showed you a picture of it, it would be very clear if I drew the picture or if it was a comic book.
I was trying to get him. I
can't
thought I
trick
might
me.
get him with that.
Just because you're tall?
Oh,
You don't know about that.
Not on this set. We're the same height.
Is the middle camera going?
It
It turns it off. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, we're back.
I think that
Kra, the Unhuman.
I think this one is a Tales of Suspense character.
This is Tales of Suspense number 18. There's Kra, the Unhuman for you.
Oh, he looks nice.
He looks kind of scary.
I think I pass a guy that looks like that on my drive to work every day.
Is that when you go past the mirror? Okay, Michael. Up next, the Green Thing. You're going to inert yourself.
I'm gonna inert myself. Yeah, sorry.
The Green Thing.
Do we have a tagline? For
I didn't make a tagline, and maybe Marvel didn't either.
Okay, so this is a Marshall creation.
I'm not going to tell you. There's not a tagline.
That's my guess. This is a you. This is one.
Wrong. This is Marvel Comics. The Green Thing.
So they had Swamp Thing, and they wanted to
The Green
do that.
Thing. Up next, his mission is destroy mankind. This is Clag.
I hate this because he's only had one that's from him, and they've all been Tales of Suspense since then. So that feels like a trend.
You feel like I'm going to throw in the movie Joker at some point or
Yeah,
something?
I do feel like the movie
like
Joker
High School Musical 3 is going to be here all of a sudden.
Blue Harvest.
Yeah.
Clag.
Klagg.
That is Anakin Skywalker's stepdad, Clag Lars. Shmi was his wife.
Definitely not.
I'll say that's probably a Marvel's Tales of Suspense character.
Yay!
Great.
September 20, issue number 21, Tales of Suspense. There you go.
They all look so stupid.
They look
and not
very
scary,
much the
dude.
same.
Oh my gosh.
Up next, the death of Monstrolo.
That's Marvel for sure.
That is
that's
a Marvel
Stan
book.
and Jack.
That is the Sausage.
Oh golly, he looks dumb.
It's pretty good.
I can't wait to put all these covers in.
You got one more.
Okay.
Tales of Suspense. Maybe. Ready? Oog.
Can I
spelled OOG.
in order to make a correct judgment, I need the whole thing again from the wind up.
Okay. Oog. When Oog lives again, what will happen to mankind?
Okay, well, you read Tales of Suspense before his name, so I think it was Tales of Suspense.
I could have been tricking you.
It could have been, but I'm going to guess that anyways.
It is Tales of Suspense.
Wow, look at Oog.
He's coming out of the ice.
Dude, my favorite character from Nickelodeon's Legends of the Hidden Temple.
It's pretty
Oog.
ridiculous. It does look like that.
It does.
But yeah, these are just all ridiculous, which is why I only invented one. And I figured we would see what happened after that.
Why they took the hard left turn from that into
Iron Man?
Cool guy Iron Man?
I don't know.
I'm thankful. I'm really thankful.
I guess because, I don't know who wrote all those other books. Maybe Stan showed up and was like, I want to write a superhero.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, with him.
Obviously, with him. I need tissues.
Okay.
Blow my nose real quick and then talk about it.
Marshall's going to blow his nose off. I think we should have more Marvel or Marshall as time goes on.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if a book comes up that it makes sense, I'm happy to do it.
We'll listen to the comments if the comments want more of whatever that was.
Yeah. So let's talk about Iron Man for real now. What do you think of the debut of the Iron Man, Tales of Suspense 39? We mentioned it's basically just the thing from the movie.
Yeah. It did feel, it was nice how familiar it felt.
Yeah.
It's like, I never want to go in going, oh, I hope this is just like the movie that I grew up with.
Yeah.
But when it is, and I can look at it and go, man, I'm glad that this has stayed consistent for the last 60 years.
Because have you read this before?
I had not gone all the way back to Tales of Suspense till then. They go back and retell this story in Iron Man Solo series that eventually comes out of this. And I had read that, but I don't think I hadn't actually gone clear back to this to see the original.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was new for me, but it felt not new because it was just so familiar. So just reminiscent of. Yeah, again, it's like they've never had to change the story.
Yeah,
they've never really had to go into different details, except it's a different, conflict now.
Yeah, the time period changes. The thing that powers him is slightly different.
Yeah.
Like in the original version of all this, Tony's millions, not billions, which is always funny.
Yeah.
When you go that far back in time, and gosh, like Bruce Wayne has $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million. Amazing. But originally he made his money with like miniaturization. So he's taking essentially like making magnets really small, making really small, really strong magnets and transistors.
Yeah.
And that's what powers the armor. Which
the amount
is so
of transistors in this book
comes up so much.
So much. It's
and in
crazy.
in the next several issues as well, it's always like, oh, my transistors or whatever. And like the way that they aren't rocket boots. He's like using like the Earth's magnetic pole or something to like that. Right? It's so weird. Like the way that looking at a book from the early 60s and being like, this is what futurism was. Yeah. This is what they thought was high tech and everything. Magnets.
Yeah. It's so good.
We still don't know how magnets work.
It's true.
Nobody figured it out.
I couldn't tell you.
I could think about it, and I would never know.
And don't forget about the suction cup attachments that he puts in his little hand slots that let him crawl on the wall like a certain web crawler he knows.
Yes.
Which
it's
is very
just
cute.
such weird, goofy stuff.
Yeah.
But so much of it is really the same, which is interesting because so much of the time you will, go back and read the original thing, and a lot of these characters will like slowly become the character we recognize over time. Even Spider-Man took a little bit. Like the origin story is very basic, but he becomes a recognizable Spider-Man as the book goes on. Mm-hmm. Tony Stark is pretty much all right here. Yeah. Like if you're looking for Robert Downey Jr., not as much, but the character of Tony Stark and what he likes to do and who he is and all of that is basically right there at the beginning of this. Yeah, which is much so interesting.
Yeah, it's very 1960. That's the main distinction that I see between this and the live action character that we all know. This is just very 1960, very of the time.
Yeah, it's a different era
in a great way. I think it's like it's exactly who he needs to be. And he, they lean into it. Like he is a ladies' man. He is an alcoholic.
Yeah, he's supposed to suck a little bit. Yeah. Like, I mean, Stan has said, I was watching something forever ago about when he created Iron Man, him and I guess his brother and also Don Heck, who does the art on the book. Mm-hmm. Basically just about how people said, well, like, you can't make a book about, some rich guy. Like, nobody will like it. And he said, well, I'm going to make you like him. Yeah. And you kind of do. Yeah. It's interesting, like, throughout all of these books, I kind of found myself feeling about Tony Stark the way that I think non-comics readers think that Reed Richards is.
Oh, sure.
Because Tony is kind of a Sherlock Holmes type. A little. In the comics, more so.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's an interesting connection. Yeah. But more in the sense that he's kind of like, not cold necessarily, but he's like not super like emotionally connected. He is really just all about getting stuff done. Yeah. Like whatever the thing is that he's trying to make happen, that's what he's making happen. And his perspective is the one that matters. Mm-hmm. And the sassiness isn't always there. Like it pops up sometimes, but it's not like the over-the-top snark that we get in Iron Man in 2008. Yeah. Yeah. That has now become like retroactively, this is the way Tony is in the comics and everything. Yeah.
He was very much the futurist. Like in the best moments where the futurism is really what takes precedence, that's kind of what it is.
I mean, he's like, Howard Hughes.
Yeah. He's like the obsession with getting to the next thing and it's like advancing the world. Yeah. And again, you do get a little bit. I don't always want to compare to the movies. You get some of that in the movies, but also it's later on. There's a different sort of tone throughout as well. When it's like, he's not going to be quipping. He's going to be down to business,
doing science.
Yes, doing science. And he's going to tell everybody this is his bodyguard that's helping him do science,
which I love.
Which can we talk about that? Because they keep that for a long time.
I didn't realize how long that they kept that. I thought that was more of a relic of like the maybe 70s and maybe up through the 80s. I didn't know that basically Civil War was when he actually outed himself for real.
It was kind of all time until not really until the movies, but until around the time that it started. Yeah. He had a secret identity.
Which makes it very bold of the movie to then just immediately go straight into I am Iron Man at the end of it.
Yeah. I think I remember hearing that like that was an ad lib on set, And they
so
went,
much of that movie was ad-lib on set.
Well, and they went, I actually love that.
Yeah.
And so, then their sequel is like, they jump in.
We have to reckon with
both
what
feet,
we've chosen now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, so I kind of like it. I like that he has a secret identity.
It's so fun.
Yeah, he's going around telling everybody, like, I built this suit and it helped me escape captivity during the war.
Yeah.
And then I brought it back to the States with me, and I have now given it to my bodyguard.
Yes.
Who his
Unnamed.
identity. Yes, he can't be, can't put him at risk.
Yeah.
But he's my bodyguard. I also lend him out to the Avengers along with the Iron Man suit.
Yes. He's the leader of the Avengers.
Yes, yeah.
Which is interesting.
But you don't get to know who he is.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And it's this whole thing, and nobody can figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, even Captain America had a secret identity.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that we've just gone away so largely from the idea of secret identities, because you read these older comics and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like the cat and mouse game of all of that is so interesting.
Yeah.
Like him, even all the way up to Extremis, like having to, do the, hey, secretary, can you send my car to this place?
Can't even tell them that it is the Iron Man suit in this giant box.
Yeah. Oh, and then he
good.
does tell like a pilot or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the man who pilots the Iron Man is in there.
Yes.
And
that's what it was. Yeah.
It's like he's been in the box the whole time. It's like the pilot of Iron Man isn't built like you or me, sir. That's what he says.
Yeah. Literally, he's built different.
It's so good.
It's really, really good. It's so quaint, and reading this made me kind of wish that we saw more of that, like in the modern stuff. I get that it's a different time and it's a different era now,
and it's harder to write around in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, not even the movies though. Like
in the comics,
even just in the modern comics, it's like
yeah,
it's done that thing a little bit where the what's most mainstream, which is the movies, have sort of defined what the comics are going to be, and that's okay. It's not my favorite thing. I kind of wish it didn't work that way, but it's what we got.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I just kind of liked this. I think it added a fun extra element. That is, Tony has to, among all of his other issues of balancing his work life and his obsession with going into the future and his ladies and his drink and so on.
Yeah.
He also has to pretend that he's not who he is.
Yeah.
And it kind of treats the Iron Man. There I go, saying the Iron Man. Yeah,
I love that they talk about it like the suit is the thing.
It's a different person. Yeah, it's
the
like,
Iron Man.
Yeah,
because it's like the Stig. It's like we don't know who is in it, and it doesn't matter. It's just a trained guy who is using the Iron Man.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a gun.
Really cool. Yeah, yeah. I miss it. I really, really miss having that.
Yeah.
I like retroactively miss it after reading these.
Burn down the Marvel universe and reboot it. It needs it. It's fine. The art in Tales of Suspense number 39. I don't love Don Heck's work.
Sure.
It always feels a little rough to me. He also was on the Avengers initially. It's not bad, especially as comics in the early 60s go. Yeah. But it's not my favorite. I don't have much more to say about it than that. It's in reprints and facsimile editions. The colors have been changed. Mm-hmm. It's not as bad as the color changes in the Hulk's debut, which we had talked about a little bit in the Hulk Gray episode.
Put that card up there.
There it is. But I generally still prefer the original colors for the most part, but it's not that big of a change compared to that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have that much to say about the art necessarily. It's not mind-blowing stuff. It's not bad.
It's tough with some of this old stuff because there wasn't that much
variation
room or resources for variation, which is not a pejorative. It's not putting it down or anything like that.
There was just more of a house style. Like people expect you had your favorite artist probably, but you still expected there to be, this is what an Iron Man book looks like. Yes, this is because like with Spider-Man, I talked about this in my Spider-Man video a little bit, how like after John Romita came on the book for years, whoever came on the book after that was told, draw like John Romita Sr. Mm-hmm. Or just John Romita. Yeah. Because
no Junior.
Junior wasn't in there yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've written down a list of things that happens between all these 6 books.
Yes.
Would you like to hear the quick list of what happens from Tales of Suspense number 39 up until the Demon in the Bottle story arc in 1978? The Avengers are founded.
Oh,
That's
sure.
an important thing.
That is one. Yeah, that's before Iron Man 1.
Yes, it is, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing here that I wrote down. I don't know why I'm saying
what I made
somebody
up.
else wrote this. Yeah, I did this research like a week ago or something. The creation of the classic red and gold look happens in Tales 48 in 1963. Iron Man #1 comes out in 1968.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time between Tales 39 and then Iron Man #1, which is kind of crazy.
So. Yeah.
The debut of S.H.I.E.L.D., which becomes important as Iron Man at some point here really becomes like a corporate espionage kind of book.
Mm-hmm.
Then also the debut of classic villains like the Mandarin and Madame Mask.
Nice.
Not crazy things happening here. It's just like here we're establishing all this different stuff. Like Pepper and Happy also show up in this early era as well.
Yeah.
So, Demon in the Bottle.
I feel like it's one of the few that is in kind of the wider cultural consciousness.
Yeah, if only because of Iron Man 2, like kind of adapts it.
Yeah.
I would say does it better. How do you feel about the Demon in the Bottle?
I feel like it's alluded to a ton, maybe not even a ton, a handful of times throughout the arc, and then kind of all comes to a head in one issue at the end.
Yes.
And that one issue, I think, is really well put together.
Mm-hmm.
He like goes and handles his problems with the help of those around him, and that's really cool to see.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, it's paced a little bit strangely in that way. Yeah, it's mostly Iron Man, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and as we've been suggesting, Iron Man has
now
a
this is
problem,
happening.
and now this is a whole big thing. Is that kind of the impression you got with it?
Yes. Yeah. Which is interesting. So it's written by David Michelin and Bob Layton, penciled by John Romita Jr. So now, look who's here. John Romita Jr.
JR.
Inked by Bob Layton and colored by Ben Shawn and Bob Sharon. Lettered by John Costanza. This is the famous story arc where Tony realizes that he's an alcoholic.
And so does everybody else.
Yeah, but you're right. This is issues 120 to 128 is what we read through for this, essentially. Yeah. It is kind of just fine because it really does just feel like I'm reading just the ongoing Iron Man book. Yeah. And every once in a while there is like the vague mention of like, oh, I shouldn't have had that third martini in the first issue with Namor, where he like saves old prospector who lives on an island.
Yes, that's right.
Just like, what is happening here?
It's the 60s campiness, man.
It's weird. Yeah. But it just kind of goes from story to story, introducing Justin Hammer for the first time. Yep. Rhodey was introduced 2 issues before this. There's a lot of foundational stuff that's happening here. It's not terribly interesting.
It's probably not. Yeah, that's the tough thing.
Yeah. That last issue, like the last couple issues, where like the end of that previous one where he really starts to realize like, oh, I'm falling apart. And then in the last one when he's going through this withdrawal and everything and Beth is helping him work through that, really good stuff.
Yes, definitely.
But almost completely unconnected from everything that supposedly has been leading up to this. Yeah. And that, I don't know, that's kind of my only real issue here is that like the art by John Romita Jr. is great. I think the writing is good of the individual issues as they are. Yeah. The individual issues aren't that, exciting or groundbreaking necessarily. Yeah. It's just that it happens that in these things leading up to it, you start to see like Tony is constantly like, not even constantly, just every once in a while is like, hey, can I get you a drink? And his manservant is like, hey, it's 9:30. And he's like, oh yeah, but in Singapore, it's whatever time or whatever. Maybe this was more groundbreaking back then. Maybe bringing stuff up like this was much more shocking back then. And maybe that's why it was such a cultural touchstone and kind of remains to be. But by today's standards, it's just fine. Yeah. And I kept reading the whole thing and just thinking, like, Batman Venom is a very similar story, but does it so much more interestingly. And it's a cohesive narrative. Yeah. And I would love to talk about that on the show. I want to do a compilation at some point of the Colt, Batman, Venom, and Nightfall, because I think they're kind of an interesting, like, unofficial trilogy. Yeah. Because the Colt, you get Batman kind of falling apart for the first time for him, and then Venom is the opening incident of this is essentially that he is unable to save a little girl from drowning because she's on the other side of a boulder in this cave, and he can't lift the boulder, and she dies.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need to be better. I'm Batman. This can't happen again, whatever.
Yeah.
And through, whatever events, he ends up getting hooked on these essentially steroids that make him ridiculously strong, but they also start driving him nuts.
Yeah.
And he hits bottom and has to have Alfred lock him in the Batcave and get off of this stuff cold turkey. Mm-hmm. And, the whole time we're actually, trying to brainwash soldiers, and this general is doing a super soldier thing and is going to like create, these mindless beast men he can just use for whatever purpose. And he's using Batman as the experiment, and maybe he'll get to have Batman as one of those guys. Yeah. But ultimately, this is the same kind of addiction story, but it's actually played out in a way that makes sense, in a way that has impact. Yeah. Whereas in this, what is Tony's like reason for just stopping drinking? Just that he gets really drunk and then goes out and causes a ruckus as Iron Man?
Kind of.
That's it. But there's no real like inner turmoil there that we really see, except like, oh, darn, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Where in the Batman book, which I can't remember who wrote that. It might be Denny O'Neil, who wrote some of the later stuff in the Iron Man stuff we're talking about. There is a really interesting internal conflict there, and you get that same kind of like cold turkey rehab type thing going on, where it's more played out like an entire issue instead of just like the one page of that we get in this book, which is like the best part of the whole thing. And it's like I really wish that they had the guts to like break that story down more, because that actually getting deeper into Tony's psyche in that would be so interesting.
Totally.
And that's what Batman Venom does really well. This kind of just doesn't do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Part of me wants to defend it and go like, it was more experimental back then. It was like, less well defined than what Batman ends up being. But we were 10 years into Iron Man, into Iron Man's solo thing. That's nothing to say even about Tales of Suspense. And so I think part of it, the actual defense I would put up, if there is one, would be like Batman tends to be a more vulnerable character,
psychological and stuff like that.
Yeah, it digs more into that.
Venom was 1991.
91, yeah. So there's some space in between. Batman had generally more time to be more fleshed out, and
Batman by 1978 had existed for almost 40 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was like that, that had there was a long path of that, whereas Iron Man comparatively was kind of just getting started.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's ingrained in the Batman lore is his psychological thing. A lot of the vulnerabilities that he has. Yeah. Just as somebody who deals with, those books are him dealing with mentally ill people.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Like that's what they're digging into a lot right now.
Yes. Yeah. No kidding. And so I think this was kind of their first, and some might say, no, maybe not only. Some might say only stab at giving Tony Stark a vulnerability.
A major flaw.
Yeah, giving him something beyond just his usual vices. Because apart from that, he's just the coolest guy you've ever seen, with the coolest house and girls and money and cars and the whole deal. And he's a superhero. So I do wonder if they got 10 years in and they go, okay, this is getting stale. This is, this character has looked the same for 120 issues now. Yeah. We need to do something, give him some layers. Yeah.
It is interesting actually how you can, if you really want to overanalyze this stuff, and this is the curtains are just red type moment really, of if you really think about it, you can kind of trace Tony's trajectory back to this story. Yeah. Where like up to this point he was just scientist guy, futurist guy, corporate espionage, whatever, all kinds of stuff. But after this, like when we look at the grand scheme of history as we go across these books, Tony really is just really searching for control, like a very strong sense of control. Yes. And the version of that is safe to him is when he is in control. And in an interesting way, you can probably kind of trace that back a little bit to the alcoholism of he's been out of control. and he's experienced being out of control and his company falling apart and all stuff like that, which happens in a little bit here. Many times, I guess, over the history, but specifically in a little bit here.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Circuits Maximus to show up in the movies. But that kind of like desire for control, you could theoretically see that coming out of this alcoholism and his desire to keep that under wraps and everything, but then letting that in an unhealthy way spin out to everything and becoming, Mr. Registration when Civil War shows up, and the Secretary of Defense at one point, like all different stuff, like weird, like the same way that the Fantastic Four can almost be seen as like the main characters in the Marvel Universe a lot of the time. Tony has like this weirdly powerful role as the universe continues to shape. And there's a lot of that is just him wanting to be in charge and make sure that nothing of that kind of like catastrophic nature can happen.
Yeah, it's like self-given, and only the people who are closest to him can ever talk him out of his lifelong ego trip long enough to see that he's kind of he oftentimes will become his own worst enemy, and this is kind of one of those situations. Yeah.
All right, Demon in the Bottle, pretty good. I should mention the art is very good. John Romita Jr. does a really good job in this. I really enjoy it. He hadn't really broken into his own style yet at this point. It was very much still, his own, like the house style primarily. Yeah,
covers look great. Did he do the covers?
Probably, largely.
He was crushing those. There's that famous cover. I think it's 128 of Tony looking all disheveled with his bottle of not Jack Daniels, even though there's at one point where it shows a clearly Jack Daniels bottle with a different name on it. That was fun and cute.
This is the introduction of Justin Hammer. There's basically, as the story goes on here, there's some funny moment. There's this old lady character that shows up a few times that Tony just like pushes out of the way, and she's like, "Hey, you Sonny, you quit that." Oh, they say at one point that Iron Man's armor is armor of solar powered diamond. It's solar powered, diamond hard, micro circuited mesh.
They're just saying things.
But I mean, they're trying
saying words.
Why can he just slip on metal sleeves?
Yeah.
It's because it's diamond hard circuited mesh, dude.
Obviously, idiot.
More like circuited mush. That's what your brain is after reading all these comic books. Your brain's gonna turn into mush if you keep reading those comic books, Michael.
So they tell me.
That's what they say. Tony loses controlling interest of Stark International. That's an important thing.
Yeah, not Stark Industries.
Stark International.
Which is nice.
He, so like something happened before this where he was working with S.H.I.E.L.D. and he thinks they're buddies, and then Nick Fury is like, hey, I'm not your friend. I'm the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm going to try to take over your company.
Yep.
And he does, by the end of this, lose, controlling interest of of the
Stark
company.
And it's Jarvis's fault.
Yes, because he fires Jarvis, or Jarvis quits because Tony freaks out on him, and part of that is that he like has to sell his stocks or loses his stock option or something. Yeah, it doesn't work for Stark International anymore, and then S.H.I.E.L.D. buys it. Which is it's a very actually clever move in the writing.
It's great. It's a great way of moving the story along. It really, really is.
Because like basically Tony he ends up turning everything around and helping Jarvis, but in the process of getting healthy, he has his worst nightmare realized, which is that he loses the company essentially.
And Nick Fury shows up and says essentially, sorry to do this to you, but I need your company. Like I need this for the country's best interest,
for the defense.
He's so I love this Nick Fury. I love the way Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. were done back then. He's just a spy. Cool.
He's just a cool spy guy. It's fun.
Yeah. He's the only person who can like out cool Iron Man.
Mr. Tony. Here's something I wrote down. I love when superheroes can take off the parts of their suits as gloves and boots and etc., like Spider-Man or in this case Iron Man. I love that the suit is seemingly like, trunks, a chest piece, sleeves that he puts on, tights that he puts on, gloves, boots, and helmet. And that he can just take it off like that. It's very fun.
That's all it needs to be.
I really love that.
And let's be so honest. When it is extraordinarily cool when it gets to the modern day stuff. and machines have to outfit him in the armor.
Yeah.
And he can get blown out of the air by a tank and stuff.
Yeah.
It's extremely cool.
Yeah.
But there's something really charming about he's
metal tights.
He's just got his, his 7 or 8 pieces of armor that he throws on over his little gold tracksuit, and that's it.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, next book. Important events between these two books. We get the first introduction of new armors, like this first space armor and the stealth armor.
Yeah.
So the space armor basically just looks like he's wearing regular Iron Man armor, but then on top of it, he has a fat Iron Man armor with a space helmet on top.
Which is really
very funny.
Great.
It's very
it's
good.
a great look.
The stealth armor is the classic, I guess by traditional comic book drawing standards, it's probably supposed to be black, but we've interpreted it typically as like a dark blue suit. The Doom Quest story happens. It's a classic where Tony and Doom are transported back to King Arthur's time. It really highlights the way that like Iron Man was kind of meant to be like a technological knight, essentially, not as much like a sci-fi guy.
If our early subscriber Dr. Doom is watching this, I want to know more about King Arthur's time. Let us know.
Tell us about that. And also in this time, Tony leaves the Avengers as their leader. So he's no longer the leader, but he's still on the team, I believe. Yeah. He's not the chairman, as they say at this time.
Nor is Tony Stark's bodyguard.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Yeah. Okay, up next, Ironmonger Saga, Invincible Iron Man 163 to 200. So this is where, a lot of stuff happens here. Tony loses his company. Obadiah gets a lot of the Iron Man tech. Rhodey ends up becoming Iron Man for a while. A lot goes on in this. It was written by all-time, writer and eventually editor at DC, Denny O'Neil. Mm-hmm. Penciled by Luke McDonnell, inked by Ian Aiken and Brian Garvey, colored by Bob Sharon, and lettered by Rick Parker. What do you think of the Ironmonger saga?
I think it's clear that by this time the series is kind of coming into its own.
Yes.
They're making it a much more like serious and consistent sort of a storyline, you know?
Because this ran from 1982 to 1985.
Yep.
So we've gone from 79 to 82. So it's been several years.
Yeah, and it's a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. But it's clear that it's like the story works as it's going through through all the different. It's like they deviate so far from the villain of the week to where it's like if you're not keeping up over the course of those 3 years,
it is much more serialized.
Yeah.
In a way that works a lot better. Like the same kind of frustrations that we were having with Demon in the Bottle. You almost have the opposite problem here where it's so serialized,
so drawn out
that it's like you don't necessarily get a full story in one issue sometimes where like it just flows right into the other one.
Yeah.
Not bad necessarily. I don't want to just feel like a big complainy guy and be like old comics suck because they don't, and I love old comics. We primarily talk about old comics on this show.
Yeah. But it like with the rose-colored glasses of being modern readers, there's a difficulty in reading the older stuff.
Yeah, it's much more wordy.
It's much more wordy.
Yeah,
which makes the flow feel a little less flowy in a lot of cases. This definitely took me the longest to get through of anything we've read this past week.
It was the most issues.
Very much.
I mean, it's 163 to 200.
Yeah,
and I read a couple past 200 to get like the full context there. So you're like, it's, I mean, almost 40. Yeah, a little under 40 issues.
Yeah.
Which is a lot,
and they're very wordy issues too. It's like it's a chunk of work, that's for sure.
It's a significant.
That's why we did it for you.
That's why this is a two-parter.
Yeah.
We're not trying to fit it all in like the Wolverine episode.
Oh golly, yeah, we tried.
We did try. This is a lot though. It's really there is a lot of stuff in here that I like a lot.
Yep.
The art I think is really good. I love I like it when Tony just has a mustache.
Yeah. And
I like his flowy hair.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit like my hair, not right now, but when it's like a little bit longer, it's kind of fun.
You
else?
Can be honest. You got this haircut just to look like him, didn't you?
No.
When's the mustache coming, Marshall? Tell us.
I shaved this morning.
Yeah, but when are you going to not shave and give us the mustache that we all want?
Next time.
Your people want it.
Next episode.
The public is asking.
Next episode, Michael. I'm going to be in the Grand Tetons all week. I will not be able to shave.
Stellar.
I'm going to come in here. I'm going to be a mess.
Yeah.
I'm going to be tan. I'm going to have hiking sticks.
There you go.
It's going to be great.
You guys heard it. 2 weeks from now.
Granola bars.
Look for a mustache on this face.
It's going to be a sad mustache. So the main thing that happens in this book is that we get the rise of Obadiah Stane. Yes. So if you've seen the Iron Man from 2008, this is the Jeff Bridges character. In
Jeff Bridges built this character in a cave.
With a pile of scraps.
Yeah, you got it.
Sorry, Home Alone. Not Home Alone. Christmas Story guy. But yeah, it's interesting. So this story begins with Iron Man being attacked by chess-themed bad guys in Scotland, the Chessmen. They're very silly and ridiculous. The designs are really fun. This knight character with the weird fat head is very interesting. It's just, standard comic book fare. It's nothing too crazy. But you eventually find out that this is the work of Obadiah Stane, who was a chess champion. Yeah. And that's why he's made these chessmen. He's apparently a technological genius and a chess champion. And he's been sabotaging Stark International. So Iron Man fights these guys off, but Rhodey gets hurt and has to get, left behind basically in Scotland for a while. So basically, there's so much that happens here. Stane is running a multinational musicians organization.
Wow.
Scoop up and eat it up.
That was munitions, I believe.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave.
Wow.
With a box of scraps.
Can we auto-tune that?
I will put there's a clip. Good. I'll put it in.
Good.
But yeah, he's running a multinational munitions organization in Salt Lake City. He's an orphan and a chess champion. He attacks Tony with high-tech tanks, but Tony perseveres. And then when you finally see him, he's a big buff bald guy with an interesting trench coat and a jewel in his forehead.
Yes.
And then that never comes back.
Yep.
They never explain why he's dressed that way, why he has a jewel on his forehead.
Yeah.
And you never see him that way again.
Just hand-wavy comic book stuff. They tried it once and they said,
that was too weird.
we can do better.
Yeah, Denny O'Neil loves weird, Eastern mysticism tropes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. I mean, he, created Ra's al Ghul. Yeah. There's a lot of this kind of not super racially sensitive type stuff that Denny O'Neil loves to get down on, especially in his Batman work.
Such was the time and the team for this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a weird big thing.
Yeah.
Tony hasn't started drinking again, but he's really on the edge. All this stuff is getting really intense. A lot of stuff is piling on as Stane is staging a hostile. Man, I'm having a hard time. As Stane is staging a hostile takeover of Stark International, with the final piece being Tony's girlfriend is apparently a pawn of Stane, and they've planted alcohol in his office, whatever. And Tony goes back to the drink. Yeah. So he basically just completely falls off the wagon, gets in the Iron Man suit, and just causes tons of damage. So it's too much for him, and he finally pulls Rhodey into another room and takes off the helmet, and Rhodey is like, yep, that makes sense. Yeah. You need to stop with all this.
Yeah.
Tony continues to spiral as Rhodey takes over as Iron Man. So now this is the period where we get the West Coast Avengers, which we talked about a little bit on our our Wonder Man episode.
Wonder Man, yep.
So you can get some more of Rhodey as Iron Man in that.
Yeah.
But there's a long period here where basically Tony is just completely falling apart. Obadiah has taken over the company. People are mass quitting and resigning in protest. And Rhodey is Iron Man.
Yeah. Which, can I just say, great way to appeal to longtime fans who've read the Demon in the Bottle arc. And this goes back to it. And I think the perfect way, it's a
really natural extension.
Yes. It's like, let's take Iron Man apart by attacking his most personal issues, and being so intentional about it. So yeah, let's make this woman that he's with poison to him. Let's take the thing that is his biggest vice and just put it everywhere. Just temptation here, like time after time.
His company, which is his everything.
Yes, his whole
gone.
Yeah, the thing he loves most, and the thing that funds his entire crusade.
Yeah,
gone. Yeah. So really, really cool and engaging storytelling. I think especially for that time, there wasn't a lot of this
in the early '80s.
Yeah.
When was Born Again? Because this is a very similar story to Born Again.
It does feel similar. I don't remember when that was.
Hold on.
Let's have it.
Daredevil Born Again comic book. 86. So it hadn't been written yet. I will say, just like I said, Batman Venom is a better version of Demon in the Bottle. Frank Miller kind of kills it when he does Born Again. And it's a very similar thing of like, not that someone has found out who Tony is or anything like that, but, or maybe Stain knows. Does Stain know that he's Iron Man?
I mean, it seems like it with
yeah,
this. With
he,
this
no,
whole
he does
scheme,
eventually.
You know?
Yeah. So he basically does the same thing that Kingpin does to Daredevil, where he like finds out who he is and tears his life apart, and then Matt ends up in a flop house, just like Tony does in this, where he's just hanging out in alleys, getting drunk and everything, getting deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Meanwhile, Rhodey's Iron Man. Interesting Daredevil Born Again TV show connection. Yes. Little Heather Glenn jump scare. I thought she was an original character for the show.
Did you?
I had no idea.
No, I knew she was from Daredevil. I didn't. When she shows up in this, I was. That caught me a little bit.
I was like, what?
Kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah. It took me. She's there for like a half a second.
I had to sit there and go, I know this name. I think I had to look it up on the Marvel Wiki, actually, as a matter of fact, to go like, where do I know this from?
Yeah, she was a classic Daredevil girlfriend. Yeah. And then briefly an Iron Man girlfriend. Yeah. I was like, what the heck?
Very random and fun.
I was very confused about that one. Yeah, so some more stuff that happens in this. Stain demands the Iron Man armor, and Rhodey refuses to give it to him. Tony is continually getting drunk in an alleyway, ends up at a doctor who tells him that if he keeps drinking, he will die. Yeah. There's this really great moment in this. One of the best parts of this is there's a part where he's in this kind of like flop house and he's just a mess. He is drunk off his mind, absolutely falling apart, and Cap shows up. And again, with the Born Again comparisons, plays a very similar role to what Captain America's role is in the Born Again comic. Yeah. Which is very interesting to me.
Totally. He's just kind of, he was that voice for a long time.
A little bit. But he shows up and is like basically like, hey man, you need to get it together. Yeah. This is not good. And tells a little bit of story about like how his dad was a drunk and this kind of stuff. And it killed him to watch him, fall apart and stuff like that. And then later on, when Tony is just like walking the streets, there's a police officer that tells him like, hey, if you stay off the stuff this time to like tomorrow, I'll get you $50. Yeah. And he manages throughout that issue to like avoid temptation, all this different stuff, and finally meet back with that police officer. And there's a great little moment where this officer basically says something to the effect of like, he understands because his dad was drunk, and you realize that this is Steve. Yeah. And I had to do some research because I thought like, wouldn't he recognize him? Like, I don't know. But apparently, the secret identities went one way or something. And Steve had, for a very brief time, become a police officer. And then this is right before he became Nomad. Yeah. So there's like, we're in a weird transitional period, but it's a really beautiful little moment that is very like heartfelt and impactful in the middle of, Ocean Men and 100 Armors and stuff like that. Yeah. When you really do, like, this is a much better Demon in the Bottle story than Demon in the Bottle. This is what I thought I was going to get when I was reading Demon in the Bottle. Yeah, I agree. This ends up being, and again, you probably wouldn't have it without the original Demon in the Bottle, so I'm still thankful for that. Yeah. But this is 100% the better version in every way. You kind of have to read it as a unit, ultimately. Yes. Like, it feels like one story. Which almost sucks, again, because it's 40 issues. It's so much. I mean, you can probably condense a lot of this. There's certain parts where I was just, like, really moving quick through it, and then making sure I didn't miss any actual major plot points, which usually would happen towards the end of the issue. Yeah, maybe we can... like, there's a lot of fighting here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we're fighting. We're still fighting. We're fighing fishmen. I don't need this. Yeah. They quit. Okay, that's important. You know how some anime shows do they cut out the filler and give you the Dragon Ball Z abridged version. Yeah, exactly. Let's have that, but for this, because that would be a delight. It'd be amazing. We could do it. So yeah, that keeps going. Tony hits rock bottom in issue 182 and admits he's an alcoholic, goes into recovery, and starts a new company, Circuits Maximus. Great name. And he has in the background when he starts this with Science Boy and Rhodey and stuff. Yeah. And he starts working on a new suit of armor just as like a personal therapy, not really to use it or anything. This makes Rhodey upset as he basically is afraid that if Tony becomes Iron Man again, that'll take away the only thing that's really given him a great sense of meaning. So Rhodey's becoming more and more erratic. This eventually gets explained away I don't think even in this arc, but the way they explain his behavior eventually is that his brain waves are not compatible with the Iron Man suit because they're designed for Tony's brain waves.
Gotcha.
Dumb comic book stuff. It's fine.
Sure is.
So it's basically, they find a way essentially to make it so Tony and Rhodey can fight. Yeah. Tony ends up having to put on this suit of armor that's very reminiscent of the original gray armor. A lot of stuff has happened in this time. Rhodey was Iron Man during the Secret War. Yep. The West Coast Avengers were founded. A lot of different stuff. It's been a long period of time. Like multiple years have passed in real time.
Yeah.
Everything comes to a head in the end when Stain starts rounding up all of Tony's associates and blows up Circuits Maximus and kills Science Boy.
Science Boy, no. We'll miss you and your bow tie.
Who's going to shoot my armor into the ocean?
Who's going to hang out with my sidekick?
Who's going to help my fishmen have clothes? It's great.
What do you have against clothing fishmen?
Dude, I would clothe a fishman with the shirt off my back if I saw one.
You should.
I would.
That would be the loving thing to do.
I do what I have to. Tony determines after seeing all this that he has let fear of his addiction stop him from his responsibility as Iron Man.
Yeah.
So he puts on a new armor. We get the debut of the Silver Centurion armor.
Yeah, which is so cool.
It's very good.
It's cool
an all-timer.
Every time. Yeah, it is.
But yeah, he goes and fights Stain, and Stain, I wrote seemingly kills himself because you know how comic books go.
Yeah.
But he's beaten, and before Tony can take him down, he's like, yeah, but I actually win. And he repulsor blasts his head off.
Yeah. Is it repulsors by this time, or is it still transistors?
I think it's repulsors at this point.
It is now? I forget when that came in.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
It's really dark.
Yes, it really
surprised me.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
For Marvel in the 80s specifically, they were pretty clean back then. But the
Dark Knight Returns, I think, had maybe come out at that point. But you're starting to get deeper Marvel, into this place.
Yeah, Marvel was a lot lighter than that on its usual thing.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, especially just for like the impact that Stain has had on Iron Man media at large. Like, I grew up watching the animated series a little bit, the one with the mullet and the modular armor, and the Iron Man Armored Adventures, and all this different stuff. The movie, the original movie, like all this different stuff. And Stain is in all of this. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I thought that he would be a much larger presence throughout the comics. I didn't realize that he basically only existed for these like 30, 40 issues.
Yeah. But still, that's
which
30
is
or 40 issues. That's
it's several years of him being essentially the main villain.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of comics, that's a pretty short time.
Yeah.
So it's just surprised me. I mean, it shows the level of impact that this story then had, because he does create the Ironmonger armor, the big Iron Man armor, which is very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this book a lot.
Yeah.
This one was much more interesting to me. It was much more consistently engaging to me.
Yeah.
Having the dual narrative of Rhodey figuring all his stuff out at the same time as Tony falling apart and everything.
Yeah.
Worked really well to keep the plot moving a lot quicker instead of having just this is the A story and that's it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you would get the B story of like, oh, Rhodey's putting on whiteface and punching guys in Scotland. Mm-hmm. But we don't care about that.
Totally.
I want to see Tony drinking alcohol, and I want to see Rhodey in a costume punching people, I
want to see Tony not growing from his
I want to see Tony
faults.
Explode emotionally and physically.
Great. I think one thing we'll talk even more about next week too is like that seems to be kind of the trend with a lot of Iron Man comics is you think things are going to last a lot longer than they do.
Yeah.
And then it's just a very brief part of his history as a character.
Yeah.
Like his, his time in the modern stuff, before the nanobot armor and stuff like that.
The bleeding edge stuff.
He jumps into the bleeding edge armor much, much quicker than I thought he did. So that's interesting stuff. We'll talk about it next week, but it's cool. Yeah. It's just, it's I think that's the most unexpected thing that I found with these. It's just pacing that I thought would take a lot longer is just much more abbreviated.
Yeah. And I mean, we are, getting the highlights. We're only reading 6 stories.
Yeah.
And then I've written down what's happening between those stories. So there's a lot of history, especially between Armor Wars and then Extremis. Like that's a big jump that we make in that next episode there. So and I have a lot of interesting stuff that happens in between there. It's hilarious how insane it gets, especially because the 90s happens in between there.
Totally.
So thanks everybody for being here for this episode.
Yes.
Thanks, like we said, for subscribing, for watching all the different stuff, all the people who loved the Spider-Man video, who love Michael's comic book adaptation video. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We think you're cool. We appreciate you.
We think you're hot.
Maybe. Thanks for being here. Check out next week. We're going to be talking about some more Iron Man books. It's going to be awesome. The week after that, it's going to be Lone Wolf and Cub because the Mando and Grogu's coming out. We want to get some inspiration there. Talk about some of the old manga. I've got it over here. Oh, you got it.
Yes. Get excited for this. This is going to be fun. I'm really excited to jump in.
It's going to be cool. And then the week after that, we're ranking every Iron Man armor. All of them.
Almost last one.
It's
even your least favorite.
Yeah, it's a very long list.
Come see what we think.
Thanks everybody for being here. This is the Comic Book Show.
Keep reading comics. Love you.
Good luck.